network to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ebro, Laura, Rosenberg, and Danny Garcia, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Swift.
What's going on, man? Back in Brooklyn this weekend.
We back
many-
like we never left.
Now, how many belts you sitting on right this second?
Right now, as like current champion,
Yeah.
I'm not a current champion right now, but I'm a 3-time world champion.
Yeah. So, what's happening this weekend? What does this
weekend,
mean? What does this fight mean?
I'm moving up in weight. I'm moving up into
154?
Yeah, 154. I won titles at 140, 147, and now I want to try a new journey at 154.
Got it. And now, when you say new journey, is it really that in your brain? Like it gives you a new challenge? This is a new...
Yeah, breath of fresh air, something new. I fought everybody at 140. I fought everybody at 147, and now I want to try something new for the. I would probably say the last chapter of my career. I want to try to win another world title.
How old are you now, Danny?
I'm 34.
So when you look at Dan, 34 years old, you got some big hit names on your list that got you where you were. You beat Eric Morales a couple times. You beat Amir Khan. You beat Malignaggi. You beat Keith Thurman. You beat Brandon Rios. You got a lot of wins, and then the last few years you've had a couple of losses to marquee fighters. Do you think you'll be better at 154?
I think I'm gonna be 100% better.
Why?
Yeah.
Right now, like I would be drained if I was fighting 147. I feel tired. Plus, I fought at 147 for a long time. Remember, I've been fighting in the amateurs. I used to fight at 141 when I was 17 years old.
Got it. So as you got older, staying in that weight range is harder as you put up more muscle, you get older. Yeah.
So I always felt like I was struggling to make weight, but I knew that I'll have a physical advantage because I'll be bigger than the guys. But right now I feel like 154 is my natural weight for my age and everything I've been through. I feel like this is perfect.
So
time
then
for me.
talk about the punching though, because obviously, as you go up in weight,
for sure,
it's harder punching, harder. You know what I mean? That whole deal. Where you at with that?
100%. We spar bigger guys. Like I was sparring guys 6'1", 170 pounds. Strong guys, 23 years old too.
Right.
And they was trying to kill me in there, and that showed me that I'm ready and I'm still here.
What do you walk around at like normally, even prior to going to 154? Let's say you had a fight in April, and you're not fighting again for 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
In June, what are you weighing? Like, what's your walking weight?
Probably like 178.
178.
Yeah,
So to get from 178 to 154 is
it still works.
It still works.
Yeah. I lost like a lot of pounds already.
What's your regimen? How do you lose the weight?
Like,
What's your plan? Like,
well,
what do you do?
It was hot this summer, so I just running and training every day, just putting in the work, and it just start dropping. When I checked my weight, I was like 161. So I lost like 17 pounds just by
Quick.
work. Yeah, not even like just
Swift, if you will.
just
Very
working-
swiftly.
Just working hard.
Just
That's
cardio.
it. Yeah, just working hard, like pushing your body to the limit, and just came off 17 pounds.
Wow.
When you guys weigh in?
Friday.
Yeah. Leading into a fight, like you've come here several times. It's always chilling with the team, family. It's mellow vibes. Like you're always like a mellow dude. You don't get into all the craziness. Even if dad is out here arguing with somebody, you chilling. You know what I'm saying? Is that the mentality for you? It's all like light. I know what I need to do. I've trained for this moment. Keep it
I just
chill.
try to. That's who I am. I just try to keep my composure. I never try to show too much emotion. I just try to save all the energy I got for the ring,
Right.
and just keep my mind in the game. That's pretty much it. That's how I just go about it. I don't try to feed into nothing.
You went and lost in a decision, I believe, to Errol Spence. Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about that fight. And I'm sure you've watched tape on it.
Yeah, definitely.
Where did you make mistakes, and will you guys meet again?
I feel like it was a competitive fight. Like he was lumped up, I was lumped up. Like I went to his hometown. I tried to be great. I tried to go to his hometown to beat him. I didn't get the decision, but I thought it was a grueling fight. I thought it was he took punishment. I took some punishment, but I feel like I wasn't my best. I feel like there was a lot going on that year, like especially with the pandemic. Training through that was crazy. Like the gym was closed down. You couldn't be around your friends and the family. Nothing. Like it was crazy. They were COVID testing you 3 times a week in the gym. It was just a weird time to fight. And every time I read something, I usually don't read it, like feeding it, but it'd be like, yo, the fight might be canceled. Texas got the highest
I was
COVID.
fucking with your head a little bit.
Yeah, Texas got the highest COVID ratings or whatever. So I was like, yo, but I just tried my best to stay focused. But it was like a weird time. It was like a dark time for me. Like it was like a weird time for me to fight.
So do you guys meet again ever?
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible down the line.
But do you have, my guess is if you're going to 154, if I know boxers, you have, obviously you're not taking Jose Benavidez lightly this weekend.
Definitely.
That's what's in front of you.
Yeah, he's coming to fight for sure.
But I'm sure there's also a big money fight at 154 that interests you. Who is there? Someone out there that really interests you?
Charlo has all the belts. He's the only champion. So he got all 4 belts. He's unified, undisputed.
You coming for him?
Well, I'm coming for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to.
You ain't saying no names yet, though. You being careful.
I'm sure.
No, I'm not. I mean, it's only one guy to fight. I mean, he the only champion.
Charlo's V1, right?
Yeah, so, but, like, I got to handle business on Saturday night because, you know, you can't really look over nobody in this game. He's hungry, and I got to go in there and show what I do best.
Laura, before we started, you had asked an amazing question about
Well,
him.
first of all, how long have you been fighting for?
24 years.
So, I just, like, do you ever feel like growing up that you missed out on anything and any parts of your childhood or?
Definitely. I missed out on everything. That's why I had fun. That's why when the fight is over, I'll go right to Miami, catch up on everything I missed out on.
Like what was your high school years like?
Well, I got kicked out of high school because I was in Finland in a tournament for boxing. But when I was in school, I was humble. I never told nobody I boxed or nothing. I would just come to school, go home. Nobody knew I was a fighter. So, but I was missing all these days of school because I was the #1 amateur. I won the U.S. championships. I was going to Finland.
So
I went
this
to
is
Russia.
high school.
Yeah,
okay.
I went to Russia.
And you're in North Philly still.
Yeah, North Philly. So I'm traveling the world at this time, going to Russia, and then I'm doing my thing. Come to school one day, I swipe in, I was expelled. Boom. They was like, yo, you missed too much days, you out. They told my parents, like, yo, just tell them to go get a GED or something. They had no idea that I was the #1 amateur in the country. But I wound up finishing. But that was a whole
You
different
got your
story.
GED?
No, I got a high school diploma.
You found a high school. You went to another high school.
Yeah. They sent,
Did you go to like prom? Did you do those things or
Yeah,
no?
I went to like 3 different proms.
Say, oh, you out out here.
He's like, let me make up for everything right here.
No,
3 proms.
well, 1 was mine, and then 2 was like other girls.
I respect it.
Yeah, so
Now, Ebro told me before we started, he was looking up your info. You named your child Philly Swift Garcia.
Yeah, that's why I got the necklace on Philly.
So
This is her necklace. She don't like it because it's yellow. I was like, I'll wear it. She's about to be 7. August 15th.
I got a 7-year-old too. Yeah, they got opinions now. You
Right.
can't just
She-
give them
she doesn't know
anything.
yellow gold is in right now.
I guess not. She don't-
That's not what she's on, fam.
She's like, I wanted white, Dad. I was silver. She's like, silver.
You're like,
yeah.
why?
Silver. Black, I should go. Like, cool. Say no more.
How important is Philly, the city, to who Danny Garcia is?
Oh, it's very important to me. I feel like if it wasn't for Philadelphia, it probably wouldn't be no Danny Garcia because it made me who I am. Like, the streets of Philly and then being Puerto Rican, like that boxing heritage in Philly and then the boxing heritage in Puerto Rico and in Philly is like, it's crazy with Bernard Hopkins, Joe Frazier, Felix Trinidad, Miguel Cotto. And I felt like I was just like a combination of both. So I felt like I was the best of both worlds and it just made me who I am. Like, I'm the only Latino champion from Philly ever.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I named my daughter Philly.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, the week after you fight, there's a good time for fighting here in New York. There's Jake Paul has a fight coming up against Hasim Rahman Jr. What do you think about the Paul's involvement in boxing, and what do you think he'll do against a real fighter in Hasim Rahman Jr.?
I think it's gonna be a tough fight because you know when you find somebody who comes from a boxing family, it's different. Like
It's built in.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Floyd Mayweather. His dad was a boxer. His uncle, and then Hasim Rahman. His dad was the heavyweight champion of the world. He knocked out Lennox Lewis, so he grew up in boxing. And Jake Paul just started boxing a couple years ago, but he's doing good. Like I can't even front. Like,
When you watch Paul, tell us, you're an expert. We're
Yeah.
not. When you watch Jake Paul, do you see someone who knows how to fight?
I think he learned how to fight. Yeah, he learned how to fight a lot better than when he first started. When I first started, I thought it was like, it was like a joke.
Right.
Like everybody else thought it was a joke. But when he knocked out that dude, Woodley.
Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, when he
Tyron
knocked
Woodley.
him out,
Yeah.
he knocked out a fighter. So you got to give him some respect.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I think
this is
he-
a dude who's been fighting his whole life. Like
Right.
me, I can't let a YouTuber knock me out. Like I've been fighting my whole life.
Right.
Well,
You
and
know what I mean?
Tyron Woodley's an MMA fighter, so he's a
But-
fighter, but it's MMA. They went boxing, which
Right,
obviously
right.
takes him out of his zone.
Right.
Which is why you're bringing this up.
But
is
he's
because
still a fighter though.
He's still a
but at least
fighter.
he's
No,
chin
it's
tested
respected.
at least,
Yes,
you know?
it's respected.
Yeah.
But you're boxing, which
I
is a
understand.
different
science.
science. And so I'm still waiting for the Paul brothers for me to respect what they're doing because they're boxing.
Yeah.
And they're making a lot of people money, and I love that part.
Mm-hmm.
They're making themselves money, and they're seemingly good dudes too. Like I
Like
think
right now
they're
they're
trying to
doing-
be good dudes.
I think they're trying.
And he was supposed to fight the dude Tommy Fury, right? That was a good fight, and this is a good fight too. So both fights are good fights.
And-
so I feel like if he wins this fight, I think people should give him his credit.
So who would you pick in
Who
this
would I
fight?
pick in
Yeah, do you
this
pick
fight?
Paul or Rahman?
I'm gonna be 100% with you. I never seen too much of Rahman though. I never seen too
Right.
much of him. Like that's why I can't make an assessment. But I don't know. I don't know.
Right,
I
because
really
just
don't
because
know.
you come from a
I know if you haven't
boxing-
seen Rahman
Yeah.
fight, if you haven't seen him
I
fight,
never really seen him
what's
fight.
his training regimen
Right.
like? Even though
I mean, listen,
may
he has
have
He
like
his
never had no
DNA.
TV time or none really.
Nah.
So it was like
He might get the spectacle of the moment might shake him up.
exactly
And he may not
the
even be able
bright
to.
lights and everything.
Right,
Yeah.
which Jake Paul is ready
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
That's one thing Jake Paul has
Yeah,
experience
yeah,
in is the
exactly.
spectacle of the moment. Rahman has like 60 amateur fights, I believe, and
Okay.
then like a bunch of pro fights. Jake Paul has like 6 fights, period. Full stop.
Well, and the one back to the Paul brothers, which somebody like that with 60 amateur fights, getting in the ring in this moment with all these lights and a bag that he's probably never seen before.
Right.
The Paul brothers are helping people in a certain way get to money later in their career.
They're definitely bringing a lot of exposure.
Because even
to-
Tyrone Woodley, like, people were like, why are you doing this? He made more money doing these
Two fights
than he ever probably made in UFC the whole time.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And he was like a UFC champion. Like,
Yes.
multiple champion, and he ain't make no
Well, because
money.
UFC is out here robbing cats, fam.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they're known for being underpaid. It's sad.
yeah, they don't. It's tough. That's tough. So in general, you support the Paul's involvement in boxing. Though. You think it's
Yeah.
good for the game?
I think it's good. In the beginning, I was a little shaky.
I think everybody was.
But now
Yeah.
I see how serious they take it, so I respect it. Like, I
think that's-
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Now, when you see a Floyd Mayweather and a Conor McGregor moment come together, Floyd Mayweather is, it's Floyd
Yeah.
Mayweather. I
Right.
can't even come up with adjectives to describe what he means to boxing, right?
Right.
And just his record and the way he managed his career in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see this kind of like MMA boxing thing happen, you take Conor McGregor and him. Conor's definitely not a boxer.
Right.
Everybody's like, yo, Mayweather, just get in there and knock this dude out. Like, why are we even playing around? Like, what the fuck is the deal?
Right.
But it went, how many rounds did it go?
9 rounds.
It went 9 rounds or whatever
McGregor
it was.
did better than I thought he would do. I'm gonna be honest. But Floyd's not like a seek and destroy type fighter.
Right.
He's a boxer who will box you.
Defense first and all of that.
He'll make you look crazy in there.
You hear it rumored that they're trying to do it again.
I heard something like that. I heard Pacquiao too, like Pacquiao McGregor. I heard something like that too.
Well, and that's my question. When you see these boxers who made a lot of money and now do these kind of spectacle exhibition moments, what do you think of that? Like when you're done, are you done? Or you don't even know?
Well, you never know.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
never know.
because it's like these guys gonna make millions of dollars for something that don't even count. That's crazy. But they earned it though. They
Right.
like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Like you say them names, not the biggest names.
Right.
And then McGregor, he's a big name. So it's like you got the opportunity to make all this money. It's like why not? Shit, I'll do it too.
Yeah, I guess as fans, you get so
Like
caught
I said,
up.
it's like you like once you realize you're a fighter, this is what you do. Like
Well,
if
yeah,
Mike
before we
Tyson,
started
Mike
recording, I
Tyson
asked
still
you
be
about
fighting.
that.
Mike Tyson still be.
True.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So it's like.
You want to give me $10 million to go in here and goof around for a little while?
Facts. I'll do it.
And not get hurt?
Right, and you know you're not going to get hurt either. That's the
And there's
beautiful
no
part.
winner. I mean, yeah, there's no winner.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So they said the hang up right now is that Conor wants it to count on the records and
Okay.
Floyd doesn't. Because Conor wants a chance to give Floyd his one.
Loss.
Although I don't think he has a chance to do that. So
I mean, anybody could get caught slipping. I
Floyd,
guess,
listen,
right?
at some point Floyd's going to get older. Like you do have to at
Nah,
some
he's
point
older
age.
right now. Shit.
You see it when you saw him fight last time. You could see he's not that he's an older
I
version.
mean, he still got the hands because obviously Floyd Mayweather, but he's not in his prime no more. Nowhere near his prime.
How old is Floyd now?
He's for like 44 years old,
Yeah,
right?
mid-40s.
44.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, and this would be then. What do you think of Gervonta Davis?
oh, Gervonta, he's special, man. Like, he's the real deal. I like Gervonta Davis. He's the real deal.
Yeah, he seems that way.
Dangerous guy.
Yeah.
He's mean guy too.
Yeah, no, once he gets
Yeah.
in that ring, he
Yeah,
is.
yeah, he's mean.
And he throws some knockout punches.
Right.
Who's a young fighter maybe that we're not paying attention to that you're like, yo, this dude is special if he stays on his path?
Oh, there's a guy from Philly. His name's Jerron Ennis. I don't know if you heard about him.
Javon Ennis.
Jerron Ennis.
Jerron, okay.
Yeah, he's 28-0 with 25 knockouts.
What
Yeah,
weight?
147.
Where you used to be?
Yeah. So he's from Philly, definitely. He's not a champion yet, but look him up.
What's the politics? Like when you say that, you 28-0. We had never heard this name before. And I've heard it's hard for a boxer to get in the right promoter in the right moment and have the right thing that people want to give them those prime slots. What is that thing that a young boxer needs? Is it the team around you? Is it just winning? What is it?
It's a lot of things. Like sometimes you just get rubbed up the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like politics give you a weird image, or I don't know what it is. Sometimes they might get you the lucky feel, like, oh, he just got lucky, or sometimes he might be the underdog, and sometimes he might not even be that good, but people think he's the greatest. So it's like, I guess it's timing. It's really just waiting for your moment.
Well, it's interesting.
Take advantage of it.
And boxing is so interesting. You use the word politics. Everyone uses that in a dirty sense in boxing, and it makes sense. Like, you know, the problems that everyone has with the different governing bodies and sanctioning bodies, et cetera. But also, politics is built into it in that, unlike other sports, your agents kind of serve as PR for you. So if you have the right agent, if you're connected with Bob Arum, if you have the right person next to you, you're able, to your point, that's how you can have cats who aren't that good, getting all the hype.
Exactly.
And then you have other people like who are incredible.
Who love and caught up in the glory, but really can't get the shot.
Right.
Yeah,
and they never get the shot, or they get it way later.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
like a couple years ago, our man who had the big heavyweight fights, Ortiz.
Oh man, Ortiz.
He showed up on
You talking about King Kong?
Yeah. King Kong, as far as a national name is concerned, he was already in his like mid to late 30s before outsiders knew this guy was good, because he wasn't a
That
sexy
Deontay
pick.
Wilder fight over here in Brooklyn, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. but promoters were keeping him away from people.
Yeah,
because they're like, you don't want to deal with this guy's too good. Let's keep him away.
Right.
He's too good.
It's a crazy sport in that way.
He's about to fight again.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Good for King Kong. Man. He's a beast.
I think he's fighting Andy Ruiz.
Oh, that's the Ruiz come. That's a fun fight, actually.
I like that fight.
September.
I like that fight.
Because Andy Ruiz, he has moments, man.
He can fight.
Andy Ruiz can fight.
What's speaking of fights on the that may be coming up? What's a fight you're looking forward to seeing as a fan?
As a fan, right now I don't know. I don't really care.
It's all about, you so focused.
Yeah,
it's hard to look past this weekend, right?
Exactly. It's like Saturday's my day where I got
That's it. And then we'll figure out what I'm into
once
after
I get
Saturday.
that backpack off my back, that load. Then
How hard is it going into a fight? What's Benavidez's record?
He's 27-1-1.
27-1. But this is still a huge opportunity for him to take out a marquee name. 100%. How hard is it when you go into a fight and you're the person, you know that this is this is his opportunity and a huge stage to take you out. That must be challenging.
Yeah. And I'm thinking the same way. I'm like, I can't let this guy take me out.
It's that 154 moment for you. This is important.
I'm thinking the same way. I'm like, I can't let him make a name off me.
Right.
And that's what motivates me.
Yeah.
And plus, I want to win. I don't know about none of that other stuff. I hate losing.
How long does it hit you for when you lose?
You never get over it, but you learn how to live with it. For me, like I never got over my losses, but I learned how to live with it. Ali said that. He's like, I never really planned on losing, but when it happened, I had to learn to live with it.
Like, like when your record first got tarnished, was that really hard for you?
Yeah, when I was 33-0, and then I was like, damn, because I felt like no one could touch me. But that's what happens when you leave it to the judges.
Finish the job.
Yeah, gotta knock his ass out.
I bet that's the first thing your dad said to you after it happened.
Should have knocked him out. I'm like, but sometimes you get too comfortable. You can't ever get too comfortable.
How does your family know how to handle you? Like in the couple losses you've had, does your family know how to handle you?
Both of them was by 1 point. Fight, it's crazy.
That's so tough.
I could easily be undefeated fighter, but it is what it is. What can't cry over spilled milk? I'm still here.
Going with that
right.
fight. Change weights.
Yeah. Right.
All that. Now it's time to get in here and start finishing these cats.
Exactly.
Barclays Center, it's a Saturday. It's a great place for a fight. It's going to be lit. There's going to be a bunch of wild Puerto Ricans in the building.
Que bonita bandera. Que bonita bandera. It's going off in there.
It's gonna ring off.
Mad Bad Bunny playing. It's going down. What you coming out to?
I don't know yet.
Titi, Auntie, let me ask you a question.
What you want me to come out?
You think Titi me pregunto?
Yo, come out to that Bad Bunny, kid.
Which one?
The big, what's it called?
He likes Titi Me Preguntó, but I think you should come out to party.
To who?
Party.
Oh, come out to that too.
Oh, you gonna have me on the reggaeton too.
It'll work there. It'll work
Yo,
right
listen,
there.
bro. Come out to that joint, man.
It's gonna be fire.
You're a hip hop head first, right?
Yeah.
So what would you be listening to that maybe you'd consider coming out to? What's been in your training zone?
It's crazy. Like, I pick my walkout music like last minute every time. It's like, fuck it, let me just get that.
Like whatever
My
you're
bad,
feeling
can I
at that
No,
moment.
you're good.
No, that's not it. Hang on. Let me find
Then
it.
it drops.
That's the one you wanted, Laura?
The one you just played.
Oh, you want this one?
And then it drops.
The Puerto Ricans going crazy to this.
You gotta wait after this.
Oh, no, you got
There
to
goes.
see, it's going to take too long.
It's okay.
But he
Got
started
somewhere
walking
to
out
edit
right
it
here.
out, you know?
We gotta chop it to the part where
Laura, this is too soft, man.
Yeah,
You have
come
to
on, man.
wait.
All right.
It drops.
We'll have to cue it the right way.
Yes. Then it goes crazy.
She might not be wrong, man.
I'm gonna come out.
You
like
need that one Cass was playing.
Do it. Showtime.
Facts.
Danny Garcia, man, we love having you as a guest, man.
Thank you, bro.
And
Appreciate
congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
And make sure you finish the job this weekend,
Yeah.
bro.
Go, Danny. We'll
Get
be
another
watching
one
the
so
show.
you come back up here,
Finish
promote
up.
again.
Hell yeah.
There go Danny
Danny
Garcia
Swift.
one time.
Thank you.